Spring is the time not just for colorful flowers but also colorful leaves in the trees. So, this is a Japanese maple tree that we have in front of the house. And another one is a Japanese oak tree in front of the house. Both these trees did not have even one leaf about 3 weeks ago, and within a short time, look at it how colorful they have turned out. Hello and welcome to Ruchi's Town. Today, I'll share a recipe of how to make baked samosas with you. I'm taking 3 cups of all-purpose flour or maida. Along with that, I'm going to add some ajwain, crush it and add it, and some kalonji. Kalonji are black seeds that I'll be adding to this. It gives a great aroma to samosas. Salt and butter, about 1 tablespoon of butter, as well as some oil. We will mix all this together and form a thick or a tough dough. Add water little by little and keep kneading it. So it should not be soft like we make for the rotis or chapatis. It should be harder than we make for the puris. So mix it well and close it and keep it aside, and then start making your other preparations for the fillings. Now let's start making the filling. I've taken some oil and I'm going to add some sesame seeds to it. I like the crunchiness of the sesame seeds in the filling. That's why I add this, and it is also good for health. Apart from this, I'm adding cumin seeds, some raisins, and cashews. So you could add any other dry fruits that you like also. Just crush it and put it into it. It will taste good. Uh, the raisins are not usually eaten at home, so I want to include that in my food, so that's the reason I'm adding this, and the sweetness of the raisins will be very good in this spicy samosas as well. The filling has to be tasty, only then your end product, the samosa, will be good. So add spices that you like to it. I'm adding coriander powder, chili powder, salt and turmeric. You could add jeera powder, you could add amchur powder to this. So once you put all the spices, start adding the boiled potato. Boil the potato really well and mash it, and then add it into this mixture. To get the tanginess, you could add this amchur powder, or I am adding lemon to this to get a tangy taste to it. So there you go. I'm squeezing in some lemon, and my filling is all ready. I'm preparing a baking a tray to keep the samosas and bake. I have sprayed some oil in it. You could even use butter if you want. Now we'll start making the wrap for the samosas. The size of this totally depends upon how big you want the samosas to be. I am tucking this dough inside so that it becomes a proper round, and I'll start rolling it. It's quite important the dough should be hard and not soft. If it is a soft dough, once you roll it, it will become smaller than whatever you've rolled. It is the same thing even if you are frying these samosas in the oil also. Use some loose flour on the rolling board so that it is easy for you to roll these wraps. Overall, this would take around 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes to make all the samosas. I got around 20 to 23 samosas altogether. So once you roll it, cut it into two halves and add some water to one of the corners and make it like a cone, and start filling your potato into it. Depending upon the size of the cone, either 1 or 2 tablespoons of fillings would fit in, and then again add water into the corners and seal in all the edges. Make sure there are no openings, because once it starts baking, the potato might come out if there is an opening in there. Repeat this for all your samosas. The wrap has to be rolled to a thickness thicker than that of puri or chapatis that we usually make at home. Once it's all done, spray some cooking oil on top of it, or even you could just take it in the spoon and pour it a little. I am baking this in the middle rack of the convection oven for 375 Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius for 30 minutes. Once done, the top layer will be hard and not crispy, and also the color will be lighter unlike the traditional samosas, but the taste would not differ at all. You could store this in the airtight container in the fridge for a week's time. Next, we'll make a samosa chaat using this samosas. So for this, I'm taking some oil and adding some cumin seeds with it. And I'm going to add some finely chopped onions into this. So this is basically a chaat for which we are going to fry some onions. And we are going to add onions separately also. So half of a big onion I have added here. And I'm going to fry it lightly. So this need not become brown. This has to just fry for about a minute or so. So once that is done, I've taken one tomato. In that one tomato, what I've done, I've taken only the juicy part of it and I've kept the outer part of it separately to add later. So only a little tomato I have added. So basically I add like half tomato and then some coriander powder, chili powder, cumin powder and chickpeas. So you also add mango powder with this, that is amchur powder, to get that chaat taste. So instead of all these powders, if you have chaat masala, you could directly add that also. So with this, I'll add the chickpeas and the chickpeas boiled water to make it like a gravy. Overall, this will take around 3 minutes time only and not like a lot of time, because we don't want anything to be fried completely. Everything is cooked already. And I checked for the taste and added some salt, because there is some salt in the chickpeas water also. And finally, we are going to add the samosas and mix it. You don't have to mash it completely, because you have to get this taste of the samosas when you are eating it, like samosa and not like a potato filling alone. So we're just going to mash this and keep it ready. Now your filling, your base for the chaat is ready. On top of this, we are going to add the other ingredients. So I wanted it to be a little more like a gravy, so I added some more water to it and I'm mixing it. And I'm going to switch the flame off. Now we will do the chaat garnishing. I've taken that gravy in a plate and I've added some chopped fresh onions, chopped fresh tomatoes and curd. In that curd, I have put some sugar and mixed, so it will give a nice sweet taste. Upon that, I have put some mint chutney. I am sprinkling some chili powder on top of it. You could also add some salt if you want, but overall, this will be like really tasty and your dahi chaat is ready. Try this out and let me know how it comes out. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Ruchi's Turn. Thank you.